All right, so you've done a ton of marketing on the home. You've gotten the house prepped for your open house. It's the big day, and now we need to put up our signs. First thing about putting up your open house signs is you don't want to wait till the day of before you start planning this out. The reason being is there's a lot of rules. Certain cities have rules and regulations about the size, design, colors, where you can put them, and not only that, but you also have HOAs or home associations. So you want to make sure you check with your local city and your HOA to understand what open house signs you can put up, how they have to be designed, what size they need to be, and where they can actually go. So the next thing is your location. So if you're located by really close to a freeway, then what I like to do is I'll hit the overpasses, right? Where you're getting off the freeway and onto the freeway. And I'll go ahead and throw a couple of signs. They're all directionals. So just so you understand what I do, I go with, usually it's like 1 foot by 2 to 3 feet. And they're directional signs. I go with really vibrant colors. I like to keep it on brand, so it's gonna have an arrow pointing a certain way. But the most important part, besides the arrow, is how big you make it. But you also wanna stay consistent with those signs. You don't wanna have a green one and a red one. You want all of them to look exactly the same. That way, whoever's following them knows that it's your open house and they haven't gone on to another, they're not finding another property. So keep them consistent, whatever design you choose. And then also make sure that it's large, the font, the arrows, to where they can see it from wherever they are. But back to placement. So if you live near the freeway, get those on the overpasses, both sides. Right? So whether they're turning right or turning left, they're gonna see we've got the open house this way, so maybe we wanna change our mind. As far as the order that you set them up, what I like to do is I go with as many signs as possible because I want them to feel like this is a mega open house. There's signs everywhere along each street, not just on the corners, but on multiple parts of the street. I'll even knock on neighbors' doors and say, hey, your neighbor's having an open house. It's a really great property. Do you mind if I put this sign here for the day? They always say yes. There's the rare occurrence where they're gonna say no. And especially if you let them know I'm gonna pick this up after the open house. So the order that you really wanna put those in is dependent on how many signs you have. If there's a ton of turns to get from the main road to your property and you only have a few signs, then I recommend starting closest to the house and then hitting each corner every turn to where you get to the main road and finishing at the main road just in case you run out. Whereas if you have a ton of signs and you know you're not gonna have a problem with running out, then I would recommend starting further away, starting from the furthest points, the furthest main roads, and then working your way back to the house. And the reason that I do this is because I usually set up my open house signs about an hour to an hour and a half before the actual open house. I'll get the house cleaned up, make sure everything's perfect with it, get the food all put together, everything that needs to be ready for the house, with the exception of lighting candles in the fireplace. And then I'll go do my open house signs, and I finish closest to the house. The final sign that I'm putting up is that one right in front of the home. And the reason that I do that is because sometimes people, not everyone is going to look at the listing and know when the open house starts. Let's say it starts at 1. Well, you may have people driving around at 10 o'clock and they see that open house sign right in front of the house. They pull up and you're not there, right? No, maybe it's just you running the open house and you don't have a partner or another agent with you. Then they're gonna come to that house and they're gonna say, where is this realtor? The door is locked. So usually I'll keep flyers right next to the open house sign where it's gonna have my number on it. And then they're also gonna see the for sale sign with my number. So I'll get a call. And if I'm putting the furthest away signs out last, then that means I could be 15, 20 minutes away from the house when I get that call that somebody's there, and I don't want to miss them. So that's why I start furthest out. So the first people that are going to see the signs are the ones that are really far away, and I'm working my way backwards to the house. That way, when I get there, that's the last sign that goes up. Now they know where the house is. So that's my strategy. That's only if I have a ton of signs. Otherwise, if I only have a few signs, I'm starting closest to the house and working my way out, just because I'm probably going to be in a pretty close proximity to the home where I can make it there really fast if somebody shows up. All right, so if you enjoyed our content and it was useful, go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe down below. Or if you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance, make sure to reach out to us. You can give us a call, you can send us an email, you can even send me a text message. All of our information is in the description. Look forward to hearing from you.